So we've got this is, some people might say this is April 1st joke. This is not April 1st joke. I don't do sarcasm. All right, I do not do sarcasm. So I've got my new job, Macca's. And so anyway, let's talk about, we're going to talk about Cookie Man, Phil Gaimon. He is, someone said, can you comment about Phil Gaimon beating Lance Armstrong's time, Chris Froome's time, matching it up the Col de Madone. So Phil Gaimon, if you don't know him, he's the most natural rider ever. He doesn't even drink energy drinks. He's not even sponsored or anything like that. He is absolute full natty brah. And he did a rip time. This guy's, he's like, he could have won the Tour de France. I don't know why Bowders sent him to Roubaix at that time. You know, he could have won the Tour de France. And we'll get to also talk about road disc and why road disc is a period in rim. But first of all, we'll talk about Cookie Man. Go watch his recent video where he cranks up the Madone. I think it was 2 seconds slower than Chris Froome, who just won the Giro, just smoked the world in the Giro, and then a few weeks later tried to do it Lance Armstrong time up Col de Madone. And Chris beat Lance Armstrong's time, and so did Cookie Man. So Cookie Man, in February, after Cookie Man's a retired cyclist, all right, wasn't good enough to be a pro other than getting a shout out from Tommy Danielson, Tommy D, who was also full natty bra. And so it was not good enough for the world tour to stay there without friends inviting him, begging JV to let him stay, getting on their knees and gave him cheeks. But so anyway, he is in February, Cookie Man, all right, with his magic cookies from Tijuana Chemist. He's gone to the Madone climb, Col de Madone, and ripped up there in February. In February, after winter in LA. How's that for fitness, mate? A retired rider beating Lance Armstrong and 2 seconds slower than Chris Froome. Well, Chris Froome was on a lightweight bike as well back then. He wasn't, on the gravel bikes like today. How's that for performance? As a natural, with a soap bar tattoo on there. Right? When my bicep is, Cookie Man has a Tijuana soap bar. That's actually a soap they use in the prisons in Tijuana, Mexico. It's that same sort of shape. And so don't drop the soap, guys, up the Madone. It's classic, man. Go check out Cookie. And look he's just pedaling effortlessly. And at the top, some people interview him. And he's like, yeah, it's been a bad climb. Not even gas, mate. How's that for full natty, bro? Let's talk about road disc and why road disc is superior. This is, if you're riding rim brakes now on your road bike in 2023, you are behind the times, guys. You might as well get back to golf, get back to your job as a barrister, eating your keto diet, because road disc is what it's all about. So this is a road rim brake bike from Lightweight, and now Lightweight's changed its name to Body Positive Weight, and they no longer put their weights or the wheels on their website like they used to. Remember that? Remember when Lightweight used to really push the weight of their wheels publicly? Now they don't. Go and try and find the weights of lightweight wheels, the road disc ones, and they think, do you know why they do that? It's not about weight anymore. It's not about weight anymore. It's about making bank. Bank weight. Light bank, heavy bank. And so what you do is you put more spokes in there, because when you're using disc, you need more spokes because of the torsion of the wheel. So you put more spokes in there, means more aero, and you put the rotor on there, all right, a little pizza cutter. So you're out in day, you go to your Airbnb on your road disc bike and your e-bike with the road disc lightweights on there, because all the bikes going to fucking batteries now, aren't they, e-bikes, because they're lighter and faster, aren't they? Yeah. And so you got your Trek Madone E Plus, or your Trek Damana E Plus, or your Specialized Tarmac e-bike, and then you pull into your Airbnb up at the Col de Madone up the top. You just bring your e-bike to the top, and you order your pizza, no crust because you're doing your keto diet. And how are you going to cut it? You're going to take off your pizza cutter, your rotor, and then undo it with your little titanium hex key things, and then you're going to cut your pizza. How good is that for innovation? The bike industry today has never been better to be into cycling, because the bikes now, on the brand new bikes, are so cheap, they're so light, and the batteries, they last not too bad, 40, 50 Ks, on your e-bike tarmac. So it's a great time for cycling. More people are falling in love with cycling than ever before, because the bikes are just so much more affordable, and it's so much easier to maintain and work on. And the bike mechanics are like, oh, you got a road disc e-bike with all this proprietary stuff. Bring it in. We love these bikes. Yay, come on in. Yes, go give you a group hug. So that's the deal there. So we've got the Madone times. Lance Armstrong's Lance Armstrong's probably like 15th on Strava now. And it just goes to show you drugs do not work. All right? Drugs don't work. Because you've got Tijuana Magic Cookie Man flogging Lance as a retired athlete, as a 37-year-old grey beard. right? On his honeymoon. On his honeymoon, mate. That's how good the disc brakes are these days, or the factor bikes. And that's the factor you've got to consider. Right? Always consider the factor. So anyway, that's the deal there. Welcome. We're here in Australia, Adelaide. It is April 1st, but this is not a fool's joke because you know me, and I don't do sarcasm. There's a little pussycat up there. That's actually a Bula Pipe Bobcat. American badass. Signing out, motherfuckers.